Welcome to the next section. Here we'll configure the VLAN interface, and I will also teach you how to configure the native VLAN on the pfSense. The configuration will be done on the right pfSense, and as I said, I will configure VLAN 100 interface, VLAN 200 interface, and the VLAN 1 interface, or the native VLAN interface. Also, for these devices here, we'll configure the DHCP servers. So let's jump into the right pfSense. For that, we'll go to services first time, and let me show you why. If I go here, and if I don't want to use the IPv6 config, I have this error. So I'll have to go to services, DHCP server, have to deactivate the DHCP server, and DHCP route advertisements. And now I should be able to go to LAN interface, and I should be able to delete the IPv6 configuration. Now that we are here, I'd say that we should use the 192.168.255.1/24 IP address for the native VLAN 1 on the pfSense, and this IP would be added as a gateway. So we have our LAN interface, and I will modify the IPv4 config with 192.168.255.1, and I will click save. Okay, now let's configure the VLAN interface. For that, I go to interfaces, assignments, go to VLAN, and I will choose the interface where we want to enable VLANs, and it will be the LAN interface, and I will add VLAN 100, and I would add VLAN 200. I'll go to assignments, and I will add the newly configured VLAN interfaces like that. So now if I go to the LAN interface, I configured it previously with VLAN 1 IP address. In pfSense, in order to configure the native VLAN interface, you just configure the LAN interface directly. If you want to add VLANs, you should create VLAN interfaces, and you should add them, and after that you just configure them normally with an IP address. And for VLAN 100 we have 100.100.100.1 IP address, so it is 100.100.100.1, and the subnet mask is /24. So I click save, apply changes, and let's go to the second interface, which is VLAN 200. I'll give it a static IP and the IP address, and the subnet mask is /24. So I hit apply changes, and my interfaces are now configured. This is how you configure the VLAN interfaces and how you configure the native VLAN interface. Also, we should enable the DHCP server. So on the LAN interface, we'll just go to services, DHCP server, we'll choose LAN interface, and let's choose a range for the DHCP. By default, it gave me this range, but I want to have just one available IP from this range, so I'll choose it like that. And I can also add DNS servers, and I will click save. Maybe that 11 here. No, should be okay with that 10. What is the error? The specified range lies outside of the subnet. So 255 here and 255 here. Click save. And that's it. Also, I forgot to add the gateway. And the gateway is this one, the first IP in the subnet. So I go to gateway, and after that I click save. I have a space here which I should remove. And that's it for the DHCP server on the LAN interface. And let's get it done on the VLAN interface. We'll give it 100 and 100 here, which this would be the range. The DNS server would be 8.8.8.8 or 8.8.1.1, and the default gateway would be 100.100.100.1. Click save, go to VLAN 200. We'll give it an IP address in this range, so it would take only the 200 IP address. This would be easier for us in the future when we'll go ahead and add NAT and other stuff. And the gateway is 200.200.200.1. So I click save. The configuration is now applied, so I can go directly to PC in the VLAN 1 and IP DHCP. And voila, we have DHCP working on the native VLAN. Also, I should mention that if you configure the VLAN interfaces on the pfSense, then your switch should be configured with trunk interfaces for the VLAN. As you can see, we have interfaces trunk and allowed VLAN is 1, 100, 200. They have added the native VLAN on the trunk interface. This is a Cisco switch. So for VLAN 100 IP DHCP, it works. I will save the configuration. And for VLAN 200 IP DHCP, so it would look like that this one is not working. So let's find out why. Let's check the running config on the switch, and our interface is G03. Yes, it is G03, and we should have VLAN 200 configured on the interface. And we have VLAN 200 configured on the interface. Let's see, maybe I forgot to do something on the pfSense itself. If I go to interfaces, VLAN, I see that the interface is enabled. If I go to DHCP server for VLAN 200, I see that DHCP is also enabled here. So no reason for it not to work. Let's go again here, IP DHCP. Still no luck. Let's try to configure it manually. 200.200.200.200/24. 100.200.200.1. Let's ping the gateway. And it would look like that something is not okay here. If I go to firewall, to rules, and I should also do some cleanup here by disabling the anti-lockout rule. And I should disable also these rules here. And I should also add a unrestricted rule. And here. And here. So I'll apply changes and let's go back to the PC and try to ping. And it will not work. Okay. Which means that maybe I should check the switch again. Let's check show VLANs. And the VLAN is active on G02 and G03 interface. Interface G03, switch port, access, VLAN 200. Let's give it another try. So it cannot reach show run section interface. Do show run section interface. Well, everything looks fine here. The interface is up, and if I check the show MAC address table, I can see that it is learning a VLAN from a MAC address from this interface. So if I'll check again, still nothing. Okay, VLAN 200. Let's go here to VLANs, and yeah, I can see the problem now. I choose the WAN interface and not the VLAN interface. So if I go ahead and save it and go again here and try to obtain a DHCP address again, my request should be successful. Not yet. Let me disable interface. And enable it. And let's try again. Still nothing. I still have the IP configured on the interface, and I can see that the ping is running. And if I run again the DHCP, it will not give me any address. If I do no IP, or delete IP, show IP, IP DHCP. Can't find the DHCP server. The DHCP server is activated. I have everything configured correctly here. And I have the default gateway, I have everything that I need. And it would still not work. Let me reload or reboot, or better go here and stop and then start it again. So if I open again the no IP, IP DHCP, let's see the result of this operation. And DHCP worked well, and show IP. It is looking good. Perfect. Let's ping for the test the default gateway, and it works. Okay, great. So this is how you configure the VLAN interfaces and DHCP on the interface and the DHCP server. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.